Alright, dickheads, welcome back to Practicing Portraits, an artwod roadmap. Who am I? I'm Viggy. What can I draw like? I can draw like this. Why can I draw like this? Because I'm documenting everything. Actually, fuck, that's a horrible intro. Anyways, this channel exists to prove that anybody can draw. I document my entire fucking progress, watch me become great, yada yada yada. Artwod, best drawing platform on the entire planet, right? They'll teach you how to draw from imagination. They give you the work, not the shortcut. Anyways, yeah, fuck off. For anybody else who's actually wants to do something productive while they listen to this beautiful voice in the background, get your pen, get your paper, or do something for the love of God, right? Because you're capable of it, and the effort is all that matters, right? And yeah, anyways, with that being said, let's start drawing. What are we doing? We're doing the artwod portrait roadmap. I'm doing the third exercise of like a fucking 50 million exercises, and for each exercise, I'm doing 100 times the repetitions that they ask of you, because that's actually how you get better, right? It's not about doing it good enough, it's about doing it to the point that it's intuitive and you have an innate understanding of what you're doing. You know, excellence, mastery, whatever you want to call it, right? But what am I doing right now? I'm looking at a portrait reference, I'm putting a box over that portrait reference, I'm putting a sphere inside the box, I'm putting center lines inside the sphere inside the box that fall horizontal and vertical, that follow the contour. If you're wondering what that looks like, it looks like this. I'm trying to visualize this, because I'm also trying to see the center lines of each box, of each plane, right? I'm trying to see the ellipse of each plane, and this is roughly 23 calculations from what I calculated, evidently by the term, but art is a working memory skill. There's a few things I want to talk about. I already wrote down what I want. I'm just going to start writing down all the shit I want to talk about every day. But first and foremost, what you need to understand and consistently reassure and internalize to yourself is art is a cognitive skill, all right? Yes, this, holding the fucking material, the pen, applying it, it is a motor skill. Of course it is. That's 30 to 40% of it. But drawing is thinking, all right? What does that mean? That means your brain is utilizing glucose as energy in order to utilize its prefrontal cortex, right? To spatially reason, you know? And through hundreds and thousands of intentional repetitions, it will move all that energy you put on the prefrontal cortex to the basal ganglia, right? But yeah, that's basically how it works. That's the fucking science behind it, but I'm explaining the science so you understand exactly what's happening when you learn, right? And why attaching dopamine to errors, i.e. feeling good when you make mistakes, signals to your brain that you need to pay attention to this. When we're resting, when we're not actively doing this, you need to pay attention to this. This is a mistake, right? So what am I doing right now? I'm trying to visualize these 23 calculations constantly, right? Also, I'm looking at the portraiture. I've already started thinking, right? I'm also doing something else, which is I'm talking, I'm narrating while what I'm doing, right? This actually helps me learn as well, and it's also an extremely difficult skill because I'm not just passively drawing, I'm breaking down extensively what I'm thinking about while I'm drawing, right? This actually helps me retain information faster. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just important for you to know, to understand that, like, these are all skills, right? These are all skills, and I'm practicing extremely intensive skills. And again, I'm trying to visualize this, but I need to, again, let you know that I keep losing the side plane, I keep losing the front plane, I keep losing the sphere. That's why I keep ghosting, because ghosting bridges the gaps between the motor skill and the visualization, right? It essentially reduces cognitive load for the visualization itself. But since my goal is the visualization, I also am oscillating between actually making the mark, right? And visualizing, like actually trying to see the fucking green lines on the goddamn page, right? But yeah, our working memory can only hold around 5 to 7 things, chunks of information at a time. I'm currently trying to consistently rotate and process 23 chunks of information, right? And that is why, and especially because another thing how it works is like you're taking energy from other things. When my motor skills clearly get worse, when my design skills get worse, that's because they're taking from different parts of the brain, quote unquote, energy, right? Not even quote unquote, they're taking energy in order to apply towards the spatial reasoning, which is the main skill that I'm building, right? I was supposed to talk about this over the course of fucking like many practice sessions, but I guess it was fresh in my mind, so I needed to consolidate it and tell you guys now. And girls, right? But that's literally how it works. That's literally how it works. Okay, so why am I telling you the science? Because you need to know how you're working. You need to know why what you're doing is difficult. You need to know that when you're practicing these things, it has an innate sense of difficulty about it, right? You need to understand that, so when you face the difficulties, you will, and while I'm talking, I'm drawing, while I'm drawing, I'm thinking, and I'm trying to see everything all at once, you will understand, accept, and continue to persevere. Because right now my brain is extremely taxed. My brain is extremely taxed right now, and not like government tax where it doesn't give you anything. This actually gives you something. Right? This is actually beneficial tax, right? Which is the tax of effort, right? And again, while I'm drawing this line, I'm trying to see the center line and the sphere over, or the ellipse over here that is being projected onto the sphere, right? lots of things I'm attempting to see, and I keep making mistakes. Another thing I wanted to do today is like constantly keep talking about all the mistakes I'm making. While I'm drawing this line, I can't zoom out and see the sphere. Now that I'm reminded of the sphere, I see the sphere, but I'm trying to vaguely see the center lines. While I'm trying to see the center lines, I can't see the ellipse. While I can't see the ellipse, I'm trying to project it backwards. Like I'm constantly losing everything and then constantly trying to bring it back, right? This X, Y, Z axis is already helping quite a bit, right? And now I just need to ensure that it is a perfect sphere. Not so much, and again, it has to be relatively accurate to the portrait, which I don't think this is that much, but I say that every fucking time. I don't think this is, I always say that shit, right? But again, like, it's all about trying to hold all this information in your mind, and I'm trying to zoom out. I'm really trying to zoom out, right? Because zooming out is an important skill, and you can see my motor skills take a hit, right? And while I'm speaking, my attention takes a hit because I have to constantly siphon between, I don't think siphon's the right word. I have to constantly, siphon is not the fucking right word. Cycle, Jesus Christ. I have to constantly cycle between the spatial reasoning, the narrating, the explaining the narrating, or the explaining the spatial reasoning, visualizing, calculating. Again, it's all working memory skills. And this is probably relatively inaccurate now that I look at it, right? Like that was much better, what I did there. This angle is better, but it's clear that, you see, again, that's another skill. Like once the angle is tilted a bit further back, I lose the ability to retain the consistency of the box as it's being rotated, right? But yeah, that's like basically the main thing. I mean, there's quite a few things actually that I want to talk about, but one thing you need to know is I'm making errors right now as we speak. What are the errors I'm making? Well, I completely have lost the ability to calculate each plane, and I didn't see the ellipse, because the thing is, like, I need to keep referring to what I'm doing while I'm doing it, right? So while I'm drawing that line, I need to understand that it's part of a plane, which is part of the sphere, which is part of the center lines, which is part of the ellipse, which is being projected backwards to the center of the sphere horizontally, right? That is extremely difficult, right? Again, I'm trying to see this fuckery. And again, now we know, holy shit, look how wide this sphere is. Incredible mistake. Again, I literally just forced myself to feel good once I recognized that. Recognizing mistakes, feeling good about mistakes, signaling to our brain, pay attention to this, right? Anyways, I'm gonna rest my brain because we have to utilize gap effects. Gap effects? Gap effects. So please do it with me. Fucking cunt. Yeah, there you go. I just had to do a little Viggy thing, right? Gotta swear for no reason. But anyways, rest your brain. And I'm telling you, the main thing you have to keep doing is leaning into the discomfort, right? And that's a constant effort. It's a constant effort to lean into the discomfort, push past the discomfort, take a step back, allow yourself to rest, and then lean into it again, right? And our brain can only do that for about 45 minutes max. I think it's like 7 to 45 minutes is the range in which this like extreme error generation and neuroplasticity occurs, right? So we have to keep leaning into the effort. Again, here right now, we're just gonna correct the size of the box. You see, it's only like 4 millimeters. But that already makes it, actually it should be even narrower. I don't know, maybe the side plane. I think the side plane is, yeah, the side plane is definitely more visible. Yeah, the side plane is more visible, so it should be something like this, right? And again, while I'm doing this, I need to constantly refine and adjust my sphere. And I can't, I'm struggling greatly with that, right? So this is projected outward, and this is actually condensed a bit more inwards, right? So that's what it should be like. By the way, like none of this matters because obviously I'm just going to draw over it anyways, but you see now that is good. Now that is a perfect sphere. So again, that was much more accurate, right? And now I understand like how I should have tilted it. But either way, we made the mistake. We have to adhere to the one that we've already made, right? And again, what am I trying to calculate here? These are the things I'm constantly calculating, and while I'm calculating this, I have to see the sphere. I have to see the sphere, I have to see the center line, right? Horizontal and vertical. And it's extremely difficult because again, working memory. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to lean into it. While I'm drawing, while I'm talking, while I'm balancing all these different acts that you hear and see me do, right? I'm trying to lean into the discomfort of performing those 23 calculations, right? Am I actually doing it? No, because my brain is right now, it's focusing more on talking, right? And you might think that's a fucking waste of time, except no, because if watch me become great, it's not just watch me become great. It's honestly more than that. It's watch me articulate the path to greatness such that you have a replicable step-by-step procedure, right? And an understanding of what greatness is. And exactly what occurs in the brain while you're on the path to it, right? That is what Watch Me Become Great is. But yeah, I couldn't see anything there. I literally couldn't see anything there. I tried a lot, but I couldn't see anything there, right? But that's the thing. I kept trying. I'm really pushing myself to keep visualizing and keep calculating. Right now, I'm constantly switching between trying to see the sphere, trying to see the center line based on this plane, right, for the minor axis, projecting it outward to the sphere, right, trying to ensure that I'm actually drawing through in my mind. I'm trying to draw through the form, right, draw through the form, trying to see the other side, right, trying to really see that and trying to understand the subtlety of it as well, right? But that's how we get better. Same thing here, you know, trying to understand the subtlety of this ellipse. And again, while I do this, I completely lose the edge of the sphere, so I gotta bring it back, right? It's a lot of genuine discomfort, which is good. Again, this genuine discomfort is good. I do think, actually, you know, I've realized, it's fucking kind of a late realization, but her front plane is also too much at an angle. It's more like this. Yeah, that's much more accurate. Something like this or something like this, which is not this. Is it this? What the fuck, bro? I can't tell anymore. It's a struggle. It's a fucking struggle. Okay? So, just gotta keep trying. Right? And again, while I'm trying to put these features down, I gotta keep trying to calculate everything that's happening, right? It's all calculations. And that's another thing I wanted to mention. Is like, while I'm constantly making errors, you need to understand something. Learning is not a talent equation. It is a biological effort, endurance, energy equation, and consistency equation, right? Like, it's not a talent equation, because if it were, people would be immutable. We would not be able to change, right? You would not be able to change anything by yourself and build any skills if it were a talent equation, because that means you are simply born with what you have and you cannot improve. That is a fixed mindset as well, right? But I'm telling you right now, learning anything, especially art, and I'm going to prove it through my actions, so you don't have to listen to me. It's okay. You don't have to listen to me right now at all, right? But learning, and learning art more than anything, is cognitive endurance and constant calculations and corrections. That is what it is, okay? And again, like you are more than welcome to not believe this, because in 40 years you'll wish that you have, right? But either way, what I'm trying to say, for those of you who are interested and do want to listen, again, like I lost everything because I keep having to look at the reference and rebuild it again, right? But I'm constantly calculating, constantly trying to see as much of this as possible, right? Constantly, right? Trying to see through the form, because we are building space. That's another thing you need to understand. And I'm gonna fucking be all over the place, because when am I ever not all over the place, right? But we are building space. We are superimposing a 3D world and understanding the nuance of that 3D world onto the page, okay? Which is why you have to be able to understand the forms that you're drawing as well, or to the best of your ability, calculate consistently the forms that you're drawing as well. Right now, what am I struggling with? Well, I'm zooming in and trying to like fill in this little eye, right? But I have to zoom out and still understand exactly everything this form is based off of. Am I doing it? No, I'm struggling a fuck ton, but I'm struggling, right? I'm not passively applying, I'm actively engaging consistently to the best of my ability, right? Let me emphasize more words, right? But yeah, learning any skill, but especially art, is cognitive endurance over an extended period of time, right? Directionally correct cognitive endurance. Now, what do I mean by directionally correct? Well, kind of self-evident, but it is, you are focusing on the things that give you the most bang for your buck, and that is form, line, and spatial reasoning. And yes, right now you'd be like, oh, if all you do is spam that, you won't get better at anything else. No shit, right? But is that all I'm doing? Clearly I'm following the artwod roadmap, right? I don't have to explain myself to anybody. I mean, I keep creating straw mans for no reason, because I will prove everybody wrong anyway, so it doesn't matter, right? But I guess it's just fun, human nature, right? Oh, we always want to think about the negative, but the negation, yeah, anyways, classic. Fairly Odd Parents. But anyways, yeah, it is an expending energy. It is an expending energy skill, cognitive energy skill. It is a working memory skill. It is a calculating until your brain creates schemas, mental models for specific parts of the things you're calculating in order to allocate more resources to the other things you're trying to calculate skill. And then you simply, consistently move onwards to the next thing. Next thing? What the fuck? Next thing, right? But I just made in this little spiel, easily 50 mistakes because I kept losing everything. Okay, I kept, like right now I'm thinking about this, right? This what's it called, this plane that's cutting through, and I'm trying to think about the ellipse and how that goes along the sphere, right? Like contour of the sphere, like how it's projected here goes here. I'm trying to think about that, but while I'm struggling and failing multiple times to hold that as a constant, right? I have lost all the other calculations, which is, you know, these diagonals, these diagonals, these diagonals. So again, it is sheer effort, constant effort. Okay. But yeah, anyways, what the fuck? Why'd I say anyways like that? Anyways, let's rest our brain. And now we do the more difficult thing, or I do the more difficult thing for myself, and you will continue to do the more difficult thing for yourself. I'm not asking you to do exactly what I'm doing, unless you're at this point where you are learning portraits, then this is your duty, if you want to be an expert draftsman, right? To push yourself to this extent or beyond, right? You can probably push yourself beyond because, I mean, like, if I can do it, you can do it, simple as that, right? But, what was I trying to say? But yeah, wherever you are in your journey, while you're watching, drawing along, body doubling, whatever the fuck you're doing, push your mind past the brink of discomfort, rest, and then push it again, and then rest, right? And after 60 minutes, your brain will not be able to process, 60 to 90 minutes, your brain won't be able to process new data. And after that session, you do not stimulate anything at all. Nothing. You immediately, the second you're done, just go fucking lie down, all right? Just lie down for minimum 10 to 15 minutes. Your brain is gonna consolidate a lot of that information into long-term memory, okay? Any stimulation on your phone, anything, short form, anything will fuck that process up, and you are fucking yourself in the ass, all right? That's my job. So let's rest your brain, please. And again, I want to reassure you, the point where you're in so much discomfort and you can't do anything, which is the point I always try to reach, right? Because I'm a fucking, I'm in love with pushing myself and just training myself to enjoy that effort. When you're at that point, like you constantly want your shit to look like it's subpar, to be honest. Like, correlated, like inversely correlated to the effort you're putting in. What I mean by that is the more effort you're putting in, the more your working memory is taxed, right? The more all the parts of your brain are being taxed and trying to consolidate the information, and the more your actual output will look shit. Why did this look like shit? Why did this look like shit? Why did this look like shit? Why did this? Because again, this is a new angle that I've never fucking tried to see this fuckery, right? This box, sphere, center lines, calculating diagonals, all that shit before. And on top of that, trying to design on top of that is extremely difficult, right? But anyways, that is why your output will suffer, but the output does not matter. It's the input. What is my input right now? I'm trying to think about the box. I'm trying to see the box. I'm trying to see these fucking lines, right? Trying to see the box, the sphere inside the box, and the center line inside the sphere inside the box, right? And while I do that, obviously I will ghost to try to essentially bridge that gap between what I'm seeing and what I'm trying to put down, right? But that is the process. And again, because I'm doing all of this, I'm trying to calculate all of this, my mind is going to, and my body will, and my lines will suffer, my designs will suffer, because I think that's a different part of the brain. It's like the creative decision-making part of the brain, ideation part of the brain, right? It's all actively borrowing energy from that just to ensure the spatial reasoning is sound, the calculations are sound. Because once again, whatever you're doing, whatever I'm doing, we're in the process of creating a 3D simulation in our mind, right? We are literally defining a reality in our mind or on the page, visualize, because again, we all visualize differently, right? But whatever we're doing, we're calculating and defining a reality that does not exist and then imprinting it onto a 2D plane, right? That is, you should not expect that to be anything but something that can only be improved through sheer effort, right? So again, what mistakes have I made? Well, I've consistently lost the Y, right? The X, Y, Z, those lines, right? Each plane. I've consistently lost the overall sphere, right? I've consistently lost, I've been trying to see the sphere right now for a while, like the perfect circle, and I have been struggling greatly, right? I'm consistently losing the proportions. I'm trying to calculate the bottom plane and the front and the side plane right now, but because of that, I've completely lost the the center line, right? The horizontal center line and the vertical center line, right? So the main thing right now I'm trying to see is just to establish my box and the sphere inside the box, and I'm struggling so much. I cannot see anything, because don't forget, everything underneath this, these random drawings underneath this are obstructions, right? And I'm fucking speaking while doing this, so it's extreme level of difficulty, but this is what you are capable of. This is what learning feels like. This extreme tension in your mind, right? While you're trying to essentially create a reality, especially with drawing, that does not exist. That's anything but easy. He said but easy. Ah, so funny. I don't even know if that makes sense, but I just thought I should point out that I said but. But anyways, he said but. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Fuck, I'm gonna stop. Oh, anyways, comma, anyways, right? Yeah, I'm making a lot of mistakes. I cannot see the front plane. I can't see the bottom plane. I can't see the calculations, right? It's extremely difficult. A few days ago, I actually saw this. It's just for like 3-4 seconds I saw that. And what that tells me, and what that should tell you, and what that is, objectively speaking in terms of learning, is that my brain for a moment was able to consolidate and project all that information. But again, it's a working memory and resource issue. It's a RAM issue, right? Which is only fixed by consistently trying in order to brute force, have your brain have to create more efficient synapses, right? Right now, my brain is struggling to see the box and the sphere, right? So it has to continuously create more efficient synapses to ensure that I can use this without as many resources that are hogging my working memory, right? And I can't even design. I literally can't even design, but we have to try anyways, right? So I have to make sure that I see the center line, and then we have to, let's just do something like this, right? Let's just do something like, and again, like my lines are gonna suffer. I'm gonna be a bit more indecisive, right? But what is this line indicating for me? This line is indicating for me the middle. It's what I'm trying to do is indicate this, okay? This mixed with the center, so that creates the sphere, and then and this is like kind of going along it, and that way I can visualize this, right? What's actually happening here, and like the center of it, right? While also keeping in mind the overall size of my sphere as well, right? Trying to visualize all of that while also keeping the box in mind, because at the end of the day I need to project the box outward, right? So this, while I believe this should be my center line, I could be sorely mistaken, right? I could be sorely mistaken because I'm really struggling to see. What am I struggling to see? I'm struggling to see that calculation I just mentioned, which is the center line in the center of the ellipse, right? Which is, or the box, which is then part of the contour of the ellipse, right? But this is how the struggle occurs. This is how we get better. This is literally how we get better, right? But again, I made it too drastic. You can see I'm going down here, but it should be right here. What does that mean? That means I have to see the box properly again. What does that mean? That means I have to see the sphere properly again inside the box, right? Very, 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 very difficult, because I have to project this bottom plane outward as well, right? Extremely difficult. And now I need to take a step back and rest my brain, because I've been trying and I haven't been able to see it, and then I need to try reconstructing it again. And I encourage you to rest your brain as well. But yeah, the main thing I'm struggling with right now consistently is maintaining the proportion, the placement, and the size, right? Proportion, right? The fucking, what's it called? The length of each plane and everything involving the box and all its different planes and the line's length and all that shit. That's proportion, right? Placement, making sure that it's constantly in the same spot and it does not shift around in my mind from here to here to here to here to here, which it's been doing consistently, by the way. Those are all the errors I'm making. I have to keep, again, reinforcing good feelings like, hey, pay attention to this. This is good. This is good. Pay attention. This is not what we want. But you attach dopamine. You feel good about it. How do we do it? However the fuck you want to feel good about it. However the fuck you feel good about anything. Before, for the first 2 years, I just have a shit-eating grin on my face every time I'm in error, and I just keep telling my mind, error, error, error. While I was just like, I'm so happy. Now I can just feel, I can just force a feeling like a wave of feel good, just all throughout my drawing session as much as possible, right? Enjoy the process, right? Right now, same thing, exact same thing. I'm doing the exact same thing, just forcing myself to feel good while I consistently make these, what others would consider horrendous mistakes, but genuinely, this is literally, but you don't see it. If you could see all the fucking like errors I'm having in my mind right now, if you could see, right, how I keep losing the box and the sphere consistently, absolutely consistently, right? If you could see that, maybe you would understand that I'm just like you for real. Like I'm literally fucking up constantly. You know, it's just a constant fuck up after fuck up. And now again, while I'm trying to see the box, I lose the sphere. I just lost it, right? And again, while I'm trying to place this line, I need to constantly keep reinforcing to myself what this center line is, which I consistently lose again and again and again and again, because my mind is trying to calculate 23 different calculations all at once, and it's failing to do them at all, and then constantly cycling between whichever one feels most relevant in the moment. Right now, the one that feels most relevant in the moment is this middle center plane and this middle center plane, and then understanding that it's part of the curve of the sphere, right? Like, that is all part of it. Let's see, maybe we can do something like this, right? If that's coming down here, then that's my plane, right? Because again, I have to keep referring to everything that I'm doing. Let's see. Something like that. And, okay, why don't we do something like this? Okay, so why don't we do something like... See, because that's the bottom of my sphere now, and I still have to consistently see everything. Don't forget, I still have to consistently see everything to the best of my ability, because this is my center. I've established that. I keep losing everything. And again, while I look here, it's like everything else gets blurry, because now I'm just thinking about this. So I need to zoom out. I need to zoom out even more than I've ever zoomed out before. I'm zooming so hard right now, right? So I need to zoom out again. Like, I genuinely need to zoom the fuck out while zooming in and performing a bunch of calculations at the same time, which is incredibly fucking difficult, right? Which is incredibly fucking difficult. I need to be very clear. This is incredibly difficult. And that's why it's worth doing, right? Now that line is obviously this minor axis, or this ellipse projected outward to this, to like this specific placement of the sphere in of itself, right? But yeah, like, and now I'm going to try to add a diagonal. Actually, no, fuck the diagonal, bro. We can't do that shit right now. I'm going to try to... Okay, we're going to try to zoom out again. Keep zooming out, Viggy. Come on, you can do this. Keep zooming out. And you have to understand, this is going to take me months to get down. We're already 3 months in. It's going to take much longer. It's going to take me months to genuinely get it down, because this is difficult, right? Like, it's going to take months purely on the basis that it's extremely difficult, right? So that's something that I would like you to understand as well. It's like, none of this is easy, and none of this should be easy, because we do not deserve, right? Do you deserve to have something come easily to you? The answer is never. Absolutely fucking not. You never deserve anything to be easy, because the second it's easy is when you haven't grown, right? So deep. I'm so deep, god damn it. But yeah, no, you don't fucking deserve this shit to be easy, bro. Fuck off. Let's see. And then we can, again, I've completely lost the perspective, so I need to take a step back again, and like, again, literally to step back, look away from the page, because I was zooming in a shit ton, and then now try again, try to make sure that everything's consistent, really try to zoom out and see everything, right? Really try to zoom out and see everything, right? That's the bottom of my sphere that I've established. But again, that's the bottom of my sphere that I've established, right? But my mind was putting the box here and making the bottom of the sphere here. You see how easy it is to completely fucking lose everything, right? And let's see. Again, gotta go slowly and not rush any calculations. That's the main thing. Gotta go slowly and not rush any calculations, because, and again, my designs will be subpar, because the only thing that I can do without thinking right now, right? The only thing I can do without thinking right now is just general subtractions and additions, because everything else is going towards spatial reasoning. Literally everything else. And again, my mind just, again, pushed the box down again, tried to make this the bottom of the sphere. No. Dumb bitch. Move your goddamn head back up. Move it back up, right? Keep seeing it in the accurate placement, not the placement that you want it to be, the placement that it exists in, right? It's constant fucking effort. And right now, I can't really see much, I'll be completely honest. Even though I just said, oh no, like move it back. Dude, you think my mind's gonna listen to me? You think I'm gonna fucking be able to just immediately change that? Like, again, like my fucking line work is struggling so much too. Right, so I need to take a step back now. Okay, so again, that's the bottom, right? And now we're here, right? But that's the bottom. So I need to, again, see this. I need to see, there you go. Okay, so we got the sphere a little bit back. I got the box a little bit back as well, right? I don't know if this commentary is really worthwhile. I'm just extensively trying to explain my thought, while hopefully at some points trying to have a conversation, I guess, or explain things. But I believe this is the value. I believe this is literally the value of what I'm doing on this channel. Apart from the fact that, watch me become great. Fucking, I'm gonna be balls to the wall ballistic on just getting better at art over the next 60, 70 years, right? But the value does not come, in my opinion, when you release, right, and you leave stains. The value comes when you bottle it up and make sure it's nice and foamy before you sell it for 10 times market value. But yeah, the value does not occur. Jesus Christ, such a bad joke. But the value does not occur when, in my opinion, the value of this channel is not Get to the fucking point, Biggie. The value of the channel is not me drawing. It's me explaining the thought process, I assume, right? And to constantly explain to you why what you're doing actually works. I assume that's the value of my channel. Because I also assume many of you know that it worked, but you need a constant reminder, right? It genuinely is just one of those things where, like, we do need to be reminded more than we need to be taught, but like you need to be constantly reminded, just like I do, that the fact that, hey, it's normal to completely lose the box, completely lose the side plane, completely lose the center plane, completely lose the diagonals and the angles that you're trying to calculate. That is normal. And that's actually to be expected. It's completely normal that this now jutting out from the sphere is an obstruction, which gets in the way of you being able to calculate the box and how it actually exists in space. That is normal, right? That is normal. It's normal that you consistently keep struggling with seeing, right? That's normal, like that right there. And again, I keep fucking trying to lower the box, but no, this is my sphere, right? This is my sphere, and I need to think as hard as possible. And again, I'm struggling so hard, but I need to zoom out. I need to zoom the fuck out. I need to think about this sphere in its totality, which means that also completing the sphere, right? I think I might have fucked this up. I think I definitely fucked this up, but I need to complete the sphere regardless of my fuck ups, right? And that is normal, right? That is normal. But more than anything, I need to, let's do a diagonal, because I haven't done a diagonal in a while, right? What am I basing the diagonal off of? Let's see, because if that's my front plane, right? That's my front plane. This is the center. That's my front plane. Okay, and is that my front plane? That is my front plane. So again, where is everything located? That's the real question, right? Where is everything located? Oof, this is a struggle. But let me at least do one diagonal before I rest my brain again, because I can tell my brain is at the brink of, not collapse, but yeah, like my working memory is extremely taxed right now. But that's my, oh shit, did I hit the tripod? Oh, I did hit the tripod, but nothing happened. Good shit. But look at this. It's been 32 minutes, by the way. 32 minutes, and this is all that I've done, right? But this is my front plane. I'm trying to see this extensively. Hold up. There you go. I think it's a bit too much curve, but I think I've established my sphere a little bit better, right? I think I've established it a little bit better. It's still wrong, but I think I've established it a little bit better. But that's my front plane. We need to see, okay, so that, and this is my side plane. So now I'm referring the side plane, right? We are referring to the side plane in order to understand what the perspective is, in order to create a diagonal that looks decent. There you go, right? And now this will hopefully complete, because again, this is also, like, this will hopefully complete the sphere. But how am I getting this angle? Because I'm projecting this, I'm literally trying to project this, right? But on the sphere, and then consistently within the angle of the sphere itself, be like, okay, it's infinite, right? It's infinite, so like, where does that sit? Because it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, right? In the middle is the largest and then smaller. Like, that's what I'm trying to project in my mind, right? Like, that's what I'm trying to calculate in my mind. So this is already probably incorrect. I think this is actually incorrect, because if we look at this curve, look at that. That curve is way more than whatever this is. Like, I just tried to cheat it there, but it doesn't make a difference, right? So I need to, again, see the box. I need to see the box. And I need to project it. I need to see the end of the sphere, right? I need to see the end of the sphere. and maybe something like that. But now my brain is fried. So what are we gonna do? I'm gonna rest our brain. All right. Gap effect. Anyways, let's rest. Seriously though, I made a fuck ton of mistakes there. It's beautiful. All right, let's continue onwards. And see, like, again, when you rest and then you come back, you're able to see things a bit clearer now, right? Not clearest, but simply clearer, you know? And again, like, calculating the center line, it was okay, but again, I need to see the center as well, right? So there's, I love this, man. I fucking love drawing. I'm genuinely in love with simply putting in the effort to do something extremely difficult. I'm telling you guys right now, like, drawing taught me that difficult things are worth doing. Okay, like, it literally taught me that. So, you should get the exact same lesson because we should be the same people, right? No, but I genuinely think that drawing, without a doubt, taught me how to do difficult things. And again, this is a diagonal right now, right? So I actually should have, yeah, there you go, whatever. So see, like, I already fucked up because I didn't calculate that diagonal or how things are going to respond to that diagonal appropriately, but because I just like had it imposed onto the exact same angle, right? So that's something there I wasn't thinking at all. But now I have to what's it called? We have to problem solve for this. And currently my problem solving is going to be very basic because I can't think of anything else, right? My problem solving is going to be very basic right now because I literally cannot think of anything else, which is just close it off. Right? And you'll see now, like, oh, he didn't even center that. Yes, I didn't center that because I couldn't calculate it. I was struggling immensely, right? But anyways, and while I'm doing this, I have to zoom out and constantly keep seeing the box, right? And there you go. We will, because is this the end of my sphere? This seems to be the end of my sphere, but is it actually the end of my sphere? Nope. We need a little bit more. There you go. Right? And then we will probably, I guess, just, there you go. It's gonna go over a little bit, or like get into the next one, right? But that's fine. And again, what is my, wow, amazing fucking design that I'm gonna do? Literally nothing, because my brain, right now, I'm trying to focus on this, but I'm also trying to at the same time zoom out and see the entire box, the sphere inside of it, and the center line, and do all the calculations, right? So it really doesn't seem much. And this is obviously just something I decided to add for the sake of proving that I don't see much, right? And again, like, well, and that's why I'm trying to change things, right? In the sense that I'm trying to add this to be like, look, I'm trying to think about, I need to explain this properly because my brain is actually really hurting, right? I went from adding an addition here, which is this going to be an addition following the perspective, to also forming a wrap around of the horizontal axis to reinforce to myself that I keep seeing the box and I keep seeing this specific, these planes, right? Like these angles that have been established, right? But of course, saying that and doing it is still extremely difficult because the other thing is, like, every line I put down, I need to zoom out immediately, right? Working memory, immediately zoom out and then refer it to the existing perspective, the box, the sphere, the center lines, but especially the boxes and the planes involved. Did I do that right now? No, I was trying to, I really was trying to, but I didn't do it. I didn't fucking do it. I didn't do any of that shit, right? Not to the ability that I'm striving towards, right? Now you'll see that, now we can see that this actually isn't even centered. This is a complete fuck up because the other side of the sphere is incorrect, right? So again, we have to think like, okay, what the fuck do we do? Like, you really fucked that up, bro. Like, you really, because this was probably supposed to be curved like this, or I don't even think the curve was accurate, right? But now it's like, okay, you really did fuck this up. You know, you did not center this appropriately. And it's actually because this was supposed to be a lot more subtle. Now I see, right? Like, this is supposed to be a lot more subtle. So what if I did that? What if I made this a lot more subtle? Oh, that actually made it a little bit better. But now I have to ignore that line, right? We just have to ignore that line. But that's a little bit better. Nothing crazy, nothing good. Let's be very honest here, right? Nothing good, but I think I still fucked it up, actually. Because while I draw this, I still have to think about the center line. I'm struggling immensely. Like, I'm genuinely struggling absolutely immensely to make this all make sense. Like, I really am. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I just have to keep trying to see that box, keep trying to see that box, keep trying to calculate, right? Genuinely just keep trying to calculate, right? And I don't see anything. I literally don't. And again, I'm trying to also calculate this now. So it's like, okay, what is this? Well, I have to think about this plane, right? And then the curve, the contour, how that connects, right? So that's probably going to be something like... See, because this is where the sphere is supposed to continue. But then where is this coming in from? Oh, is it coming in from this? Well, it stops right here then. So I have to think about, like... Because again, what am I trying to say? Same shit, right? Like where... Because these are infinitely projected inward and outward, right? Like getting smaller, getting bigger, and getting smaller again at the end, whatever, right? So I'm trying to calculate that now, right? While keeping the overall box and the sphere being projected correctly in mind. Well, that was, I didn't even mean to do that little angle, but fuck it. But fuck it. If I can't battle the woman, gotta make lemonade then. Yeah, Rap God's been stuck in my head. My fucking friend played it like a few weeks ago. It's just been stuck in my head. But truly, I am beginning to feel, for sure. But let's see, like... So, is this something like this? Right? That's the sphere, it goes out. And then is it on the other side? I cannot understand this for the fucking life of me. But... that means that I am on the right path because I'm trying to think about it. Right? Oh yeah, because it's wrapping around the front. I think that's okay. I definitely did fuck it up, but that actually this doesn't look too bad. This actually does not look too bad. And then we can, I guess, just fuck around. And I'm still trying to hold the box, by the way. I'm still trying to hold the box, the sphere. Still trying to calculate as much as I can in terms of the center line, right? Like, really trying. But you can tell, like, this is off center. Like, it's just not that good, right? And then we have to think about the diagonals, because I'm trying to think about these diagonals right now, right? So we have to think about... And while I draw this, I have to think about the box and then the diagonal in of itself there, right? Which is... Oh my god, dude, this is like... See, I need to take a step back. Because I leaned into that discomfort for minutes on end. And I'm back! I'm back. Right? Right? And, let's see, I want to do a diagonal here as well. So I want to do a diagonal up here from the front plane, and I want to do a diagonal on the bottom over here for the bottom plane. So I have to calculate based on... Let's see, and then we'll just have it come out. Well, this one, we didn't even see it, but it would have been something like this, and then gone around. Right, I still think I didn't do this as accurately as possible, or as I could have. I don't think I really understood it as well as I could have or should have, but this looks okay. It looks okay. It doesn't look good at all, but it looks okay. And then again, we need to bring this... No, we need to. I'm going to bring this up while still thinking about the box, and I'm going to try to calculate the other angle there. And then just bring it over. Let's just say it's like wrapping over, right? Same thing. Well, that's related to that, so it's coming over here. And let's see. Something like this. That... Oh shit, it's supposed to be higher up. That's my bad. Yeah, it's supposed to be my bad. I forgot that I actually made it a bit bigger. Well, I guess I'll just do something like that then to make it even, but it still looks like shit. But either way, trying to really, really perform these calculations. And again, it's all based on this side plane, right? Which is this right here. I'm trying to see it. Again, we're doing small drawing, but we have to see the entire thing while we do it. And it's extremely difficult because I'm trying to see the side plane, but I can't right now, like at all, right? So a lot of the decisions I make when it comes to perspective right now is purely based on the parameters that I've already established, right? Like that's what it's all based on right now. It's like you've already established that the plane's going this way and it's going that way and all that shit. Like, so it's not about me seeing it, even though I'm trying really hard to see it, but like even if it looks correct, it's purely because I was able to calculate based on the existing parameters that I already set, right? Like the existing perspectives that have been consistently refined. But again, like while I'm saying that, I'm still trying to really see the new things, right? Or like the existing new the existing fucking perspective, the box and all that shit, right? So it's still very difficult. And I think this is off perspective, like it's not aligned properly, because misalignment's another thing that I struggle with. I think it's too big, but god damn, that was fucking difficult. 45 minutes of garbage, let's go. Whew. Oh. So again, let me reiterate what I was trying to see and how I failed to see about 80 to 90% of that constantly while doing it. I was attempting to see this. Right? I didn't even make the plane the right size. But I was attempting to see this. And you can see I'm getting slowly better, not good, but slowly better at making that sphere actually fit inside of this. But I was attempting to see this. You see how that's pretty accurate, right? And then I was attempting to see this as often as I could. Okay? This axis. And I think it's clear from me talking that you were able to relatively discern that, hey, he was trying to see a lot of fucking shit, right? But I was attempting to see this. Fuck. Yeah. There you go. Jesus Christ. I said attempt, right? I didn't say I actually did it. Don't judge me. I have a huge dick. And a chip on my shoulder. Okay, let's see. I was attempting to see this, right? And then on top of that, I was attempting to see through the volume itself and see this as that center. This is what I mean when I say horizontal center line, vertical center line when it comes to the sphere, right? We're attempting to see the accurate ellipse that is placed inside of it. That is the contour, right? That is the curve. And you can see this one actually wasn't that bad. Like again, I struggle with this, but this right here, like if you project it downward, I actually got it pretty decently, right? Pretty decently, not good. Right, I'm also attempting to see this at the same time, like all these ellipses that are at the bottom and the front, right? And you can see, like, I actually did fuck up this quite a bit because this is still, well, like compared to the reference, it's incorrect. But you can see, like, I did fix it because I made the side plane more prominent in my visualization, which is how it is in the reference as well. But yeah, I was attempting to see all of this, and yeah, again, like the front ellipse, even though I barely saw that, I really didn't until like the end, which is why you notice that I was calculating it a fuck ton, right? And again, I drew that incorrectly, and so I'm fucking up no matter what. But yeah, I'm attempting to visualize these 23 calculations, each line and each box and all that shit being part of the calculation, right? This is good, like me drawing over it actually helps reinforce what I'm trying to see as well. But I'm gonna rest my brain now, and we're going to try to do one more here before time runs out. By runs out, I mean it's like 50 minutes, basically. I'll try to finish this in like by hour and a 10. Hour and a 10? What the fuck? Hour and 10 minutes. But yeah, let's rest our brain. But yeah, this skill will take me months, probably at least half a year minimum to have this consolidated. This is the same level. Oh, another thing I really want to mention is like this is the same level of difficulty in terms of like how much work I was putting in, but how little day by day was happening, or even week by week or month by month. This is the exact same feeling as when I first had to internalize the cylinder, the ellipse inside this plane, like this. Okay, I went through like 8 months of constant effort to be able to visualize this. Okay, plane, accurate ellipse inside plane, minor axis, right? I went through, that's like the same effort, by the way, same effort. 6 months roughly to get this down and be able to visualize it, obviously on a larger scale, like at least like this big, right? Like at least that big, if not more, clearly now, but same level, or same amount. Like this feels like the same, because that was the first level up. That's like, oh, you really need to see the grid, to get this down, because you need to see the fucking box, and you need to see goddamn planes inside the box, and you need to see the cylinder inside the box, right? So same shit I'm experiencing right now, because now this is like, again, if this was what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like fucking like anywhere from 4 to 6 calculations, right? This is essentially triple that. Yeah, minimum like fucking 2.5 to 3 times that, right? But yeah, I just want to make that, and I'm saying that for those of you who are struggling with this right now, with putting a fucking ellipse, trying to visualize an ellipse inside a plane, is like I went through 6 to 8 months of sheer effort, and the video's out there now. This is the video for beginner artists, in brackets, you are not alone, right? Click on it, you'll see exactly what I mean, right? Like that amount of effort I went through for this, I recognize and I understand this is the same spot I'm in with this now, because this is another level up. Because like once I can do this, which is visualize the most fucky thing in the world, which is each plane and all the fucking calculations and the ellipses inside of it and putting a sphere inside of it and putting center lines inside the sphere. Once I can do that, bro, it's GG. Like that's just a whole nother level of spatial reasoning I'll have unlocked. But it takes time, because my brain's constantly trying to understand which data to consolidate, how to absorb that data, how to make it more efficient. Working memory, right? We're literally utilizing glucose as we speak, you know, to bring forth that energy to visualize, right? Anyways, yeah, let me do it again. Just do it again. Try to visualize it again. And this time we'll try to keep it relatively simple in terms of because right now, like, these have all been very difficult, because I'm like really, as you can see, I'm really trying to move out of just placing things just generally wrapped around, to now it's like, okay, now you have to like put them randomly, right here. Like I'm trying to put them randomly, even here, try to put them randomly while still retaining the sphere, right? But this time, well, actually, I should do the same thing. Fuck making it simple. What am I saying? Fucking simple? Not on my watch, right? But let me just try to establish the perspective immediately for myself, right? Let's do something like this. And again, I'm trying to see the box, the sphere inside the box. I'm really trying to zoom out. See, like the second I try to figure out where I'm gonna put the line, I zoom in. So I need to zoom the fuck out while being like, all right, well, let's do something like, see, that line was inaccurate, but let's do something like this. Now that I've established that, while I'm also trying to zoom out and see where this box is and the center line is, right? I think I can do something like this. Hold up, because my box is really tiny right now. I need it to be the same size. So you see, this is a huge mistake and a good thing, because that means I struggle with placing different parts and different shapes that possibly exist onto the sphere correctly. And I'm gonna do this now to, again, reinforce the perspective, right? And this is important. Like, this is very important. There you go. Do something like this. Because now I'm trying to think about the center line as well, right? I'm trying to think about the center line as well. This is where the end of my sphere is, so I've established that now in my mind, right? And we need to think about the bottom plane. See, I got it in the wrong angle. This isn't even the right angle. It's slightly off. So clearly I still struggle with making it more subtle. For sure. Like, I struggle with making it more subtle, for sure, right? But that's okay, because we're simply going to allow it. We're going to accept it, and we're going to move on, right? Let's see. And again, every line I draw, I'm trying to reinforce to myself that, hey, this is part of the box that you're seeing, right? Like, this is literally part of the box that you're seeing, but oof, difficult, very difficult. And actually, just to close it off, we're gonna do something like this. Hold up. Just to close off the box and the sphere and everything, because my brain keeps putting the box down here, when literally this is clearly the bottom. This is the beauty of it. This is the bottom part. This is the difficult part, right? I'm no longer placing it in the center horizontally. I'm placing it like 2/3 down, right? But it's still centered vertically, so I need to calculate all of that, right? So let's see. And again, like, what is this? I need to calculate this. And again, you can see these two lines are off too. So a shit ton of mistakes. It's amazing. It's actually amazing, right? We'll do something like this. There you go. Right. Now this is not that good, but it's a baseline. You know, I'm establishing a decent baseline for myself. And again, I lost the box, so I need to see the box again. I need to see the center line, right? This is where the center line is, so I need to make sure I can calculate that, and also not make sure that it doesn't go too far up, because this sphere is a bit smaller. I've made a smaller sphere, right? So, because this is my center, you know, I have to make sure I can still calculate that center, right? And the sphere ends right around here, I believe, because this is actually a really small sphere. Jesus Christ, I should have made it a bit bigger. But That's just something I have to live with, right? Because again, I don't want it to be this small. I want it to be this size, right? And the box that I'm seeing, I can barely see. I've been consistently struggling to see the entire box, but I need to superimpose that. Like, because again, I've been really, what's always blurry for me, especially because I'm starting from the bottom. Hey, now we're here. Anyways, especially because I'm starting from the bottom, right? Like, I lose the top half of the box constantly, like the top two lines, right? Like this line and this line. I lose that constantly, right? So I need to, that's why I need to zoom out, because I can't just be focused on that part. I need to see it holistically as a whole. I need to see the sphere holistically, right? So, and maybe I could make this slightly bigger. There you go. Now we actually made the sphere a little bit bigger, which does help a decent amount. But again, it's like every time I look at this, I have to see this, right? I have to see this, and I have to be like, okay, what is the plane? What is this? What is the ellipse? What is that actual contour that's in the sphere? This volume that I need to understand inside and out, right? It's volumetric. It's a volumetric calculation at the end of the day, right? Like we are trying to genuinely see the mesh, the 3D mesh. At least I'm trying to do that, and I would encourage you to do it as well, but I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know who's actually going to believe that they're capable of this. Big me, spend 10,000 hours proving that anyone can draw. Gets called talented and a once-in-a-lifetime enigma, right? My face when... That be me could have been better, but I do have one of my thumbnails planned like that, right? Okay, and now I need to do a diagonal because I want to really struggle. So let's see, get that center line going. Okay, I lost the box again. And again, like I keep zooming in here, so I need to see outward, see the entire sphere. Oh, see, that's a lot better. I'm starting to see the entire sphere now, right? I need to zoom out and I see the entire box, right? And you see the center line, which is right around here. And then now I need to see this, which is the curve, right? Which is something like that. No, that's not that good. And my line's fucked up, which is amazing because now I feel good about that, right? But let's see. And we will do something like this. Bring this out, move it out here. And again, this is kind of like basic ideation. I'm not really thinking about anything specific or special, right? Okay, where is the center of this? Well, I can bring it right here, right? And I lost the perspective again. I lost the center line again, so I need to calculate that one more time, and that's like right around here. And I can just do something like this, right? But again, is that even in conjunction with... Yeah, it is actually. See, okay, so I'm doing a diagonal, and I'm calculating it off based off of... Fucking, I have like no space to draw anymore. Based off of this, right, on this side. So that's where I'm calculating the diagonal from. This way I need to keep seeing this... the box, right? And you can see that line was horrendous. Why was it horrendous? Because it was too thick. It was way too thick compared to what I wanted to do. But I'm here, and I did it anyways, right? So that's okay, you know? And again, we will just create something. Whether it makes sense or not, we will simply create something. And this perspective is going to be very dangerous. Let me just put my line here. This will be my thumbnail. Let me do this. Or maybe I should do this. Fuck. Maybe I'll do something up here. It's always difficult when the drawing's at the bottom, right? You can't see my hand. I have to think about these things. But anyways, I'm going to rest my brain because I can't think about anything right now. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to try to calculate this again because I feel as if I have it, but I'm losing it consistently because it's been 58 minutes, right? My working memory is absolutely taxed. New data to analyze or understand or process is limited, right? Glucose has been dualized. Again, for me, and if it resonates for you, but I would highly encourage you to think about the fact that this isn't just you dicking around. There's literally neurological, neurological, biological processes happening in your brain when you're learning, and we have the ability to lean into that, right? We have the ability to lean into that. But yeah, anyways, let's rest our brains. Yeah, the best thing you can do is constantly try to reconstruct it, right? Just the process of reconstruct. And again, like I did fuck this up quite drastically now that I look at it. Like this is pretty mediocre, but it's okay. Again, the best thing we can do is reconstruct. What else can I say, right? Just constantly keep trying. Let me close this off, and while I do it, try to visualize the box, which I haven't been able to because I did mess that up quite drastically, but I'm trying to visualize the box, which is all that matters, right? So... let's see. Okay, you know what? We kind of changed the angle for this without meaning to, but it's okay. It's gonna be off perspective, and we're gonna have to just deal with it. But again, every line I'm putting down, I'm constantly trying to remind myself that it's part of this existing perspective that I'm trying to visualize, that's been established, right? Like that's the main thing. Is like I'm constantly trying to remind myself the value of the visualization that I'm doing, right? And again, here, like I'm gonna create a half ellipse. Where am I getting that? Because I'm gonna put a box, this plane that I already see derived from the box I'm already putting here, and then we're just going to utilize half of it, right? And then let's just say there is and again, we're gonna put an ellipse or a cylinder here, which is gonna be utilized from the side of this plane, right? This plane, the side of this plane, right? That's the ellipse. So that's what we're all seeing. And I know my lines are fucking abysmal right now, but that's also the point, is the fact that because I'm struggling incredibly to just spatially reason all of this and hold it in my mind constantly, which is what am I trying to see while I'm drawing this? I'm trying to see this. While I'm drawing this, while I'm zooming in on this, I'm trying to see constantly that, right? But proportionally accurate of the correct size and constant, like consistent in that size, right? And shut the fuck up, hold up. And like staying in that location consistently as well, right? Jesus Christ. Oh god. Oh, okay. It was a cute one. It wasn't as legit as I had hoped it to be, right? And now again, I'm just going to keep reinforcing the perspective with little. And again, like I do want to get into, because there's a million things to think about. Let's not forget, there is a million things to think about, right? So I need to right now obviously get practice as well, thinking about the overall shapes that I'm drawing, or the overall shapes that all of this resides on, whilst ensuring that my that I'm still what the fuck am I saying, bro? I can't think right now. Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up. Shut the absolute fuck up. What am I trying to say? I'm saying I still need to draw small shapes while visualizing the larger form that it's wrapped around, right? And making sure that it's constant. Yes, that is what I'm trying to say, right? And it's extremely difficult. It's genuinely like, it's mind-bogglingly difficult. And that's what I look forward to, right? Like that difficulty is good. But yeah, this is definitely not, maybe it is centered. I don't know. Maybe it is centered. I'm just trying to think as much as I can, but yeah, like I'm trying to see the fuckery. I'm literally trying to see this fuckery and like apply it to this. But actually this curve could have been better. But the fact that I recognize that curve could have been better, and the line obviously was fucking garbage, right? But the fact that I recognize that is also very important, you know? Because, let's see, let me actually close this off. Hold up, there you go, we'll do something like that. This is a nice little design thing, right? And again, that's based on the bottom plane. I don't even think that's accurate. It's most definitely not accurate. But again, I'm for this one, I guess I'm really just trying to focus on seeing the entire thing while also designing, right? For fucking the first time in my goddamn life in a very long time, right? That's off perspective, that's off. And we're just gonna close it. We're just gonna close it. I didn't mean to, but I guess the design went in a different way than I expected. So yeah, and then again, I'm trying to see the box, I'm trying to see the center lines, right? Maybe I can do something like this. And again, while I'm doing this, I'm trying to see the center line. I'm trying to see this thing, this center, the plane, and then the ellipse that's wrapped around it. I'm trying to see it, right? I'm really trying to keep that in mind. And let's see, what is happening here? What am I doing with my shapes? Let's just cut it off like that. It doesn't really make much sense, but we can just say that actually it does, because it's attached like so, right? And that's still part of the perspective, right? And then this can wrap around the sphere like so. And oh wait, that was a mistake. And then maybe we can have something like this where it's also still cutting out. I don't fucking know, bro. You think I know how to design? My brain is fucking dying just trying to calculate all of this, like I've said multiple times. right? Like I've said multiple times. It's like I'm utilizing as many, and again, these lines are horrible because you can see I struggle with this angle on the right, right? But my brain is just spending a shit ton of resources just trying to calculate. Literally just trying to calculate. Not trying to calculate well, by the way, just trying to calculate. And let's, again, random design idea, let's bring this all the way up, right? Who knows? Who knows if this will make any sense, but let's just bring that all the way up, right? And then, let's see, what else do I want to do? We'll say this ends right around here, and we'll do something like, because how is this gonna end? How's the sphere end? Because I need to see the entire sphere, right? Yeah, there you go. So that's roughly the sphere. So I guess, not I guess, but I'm trying to calculate, it's something like this. And I'm trying to wrap it around the box, trying being the operative word, right? And then I'm bringing it over, and before I do anything, we gotta try and see everything properly, right? So bring it over. Fuck, I can't see shit. I lost the box, but I'm still, what the fuck is strill? I'm still trying to see. Oh wait, no, this is actually, it's wrapped around here, so I can just, there you go. Kind of just closes off like that, right? There you go. That's a decently inaccurate. This line could be a lot better. You can see I fucked up that line, but okay, and now we just gotta finish the job, right? Finish what you started, AOT. Okay, anyways, that angle. Again, I keep making this mistake. See, that wasn't even intentional. I just forgot, I just didn't align it properly. And then, let's see, we'll just bring it back like this, bring it like that, and then let's just say it's, because, oh, we still have to account for the fact that it is gonna have to wrap around, so it has to be large enough to go back. There you go. Something like that, right? Nothing spectacular, but trying to see the center line again, trying to really impose and understand and whatever the fuck other words I want to use to just say that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, right? But I'm really struggling. I've been really struggling to hold everything together, right? In my day, we didn't hold things, we just did things deep. So I don't even know. Like my brain, dude, my brain is so fried that I can't even project that properly. I actually don't understand how that works right now, right? So again, working memory. My brain literally, something that I would have done very easily before, which is just learn, like because I've practiced that skill a fuck ton, is just projecting things. I can't do that right now. I have to, I'm trying to calculate, but my brain is literally dead. Like, what the fuck is this? So what is this? Hold up, let me just do something like that. Maybe it'll make sense if I, oh, okay, so I do something like this, and then I go back. Okay, just follow the perspective, bro, don't think. I can't think right now. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't understand that. Like, I couldn't reason that. I literally could not spatially reason that. But I think I definitely fucked up something here. Oh yeah, it's like that. There you go. There you go. That's a lot better. Still not good. You can see the lines are abysmal, but I guess let me just put my finger up here. This is for the thumbnail. There you go. Oof. Oh, my fucking brain. Again, getting directionally correct, right? Like, I was visualizing this roughly to the best of my ability, which was something like this. And I was trying to see the center line. Let's see if I actually got it. Let's see if I actually got the center. Let's see. You know what? Not bad. Look at that. Look at that. Holy shit. Yeah, I basically did get the center, right? And that's what I was trying to calculate constantly, by the way. Just constantly trying to calculate that. And then I'm not going to do the rest. You already know I was trying to fucking see every goddamn thing possible, but yeah, extremely difficult, extremely worthwhile. Whatever your version of this is, right? Push to the brink of discomfort, take a step back, rest your brain. Push to the brink of discomfort, take a step back, rest your brain. And when you feel like your output has regressed, like it did multiple times for me, like when you literally feel like you're getting worse, even though you're trying so hard, that is when you're getting better because your brain is consolidating that information over days and days and weeks and months, okay? Days and days I'm only saying just for the fucking pussy who's like, oh, I need to know that I'm getting better every day. You're not. You're not getting better every day. Your brain is actively improving every day, but your output is not getting better every day because that's not how learning works, okay? Like, yes, there will be minute improvements. Yes, some days you'll have like, oh, I see this better. Like every day, technically, I'm getting better. I'm getting slightly better at seeing it. But I'm talking about output, not input, right? Input, yes, every day you're getting better. As long as you're striving, input 100% every day, you're getting better. And even then, you'll have moments where there's like a huge just decline because your brain's really just trying to rest and learn, which is why rest is very important, right? But at the end of the day, keep fucking going and keep fucking trying and keep resting in between your break. And now that you're done, okay, now that you're done your practice, what you're gonna do is you're gonna fucking turn all this shit off, right? You're gonna keep all my videos on the background. you're gonna give me that retention. you're gonna turn all this shit off and you're just gonna lie down and rest. Minimum for 10 to 15 minutes. Let your mind wander, but you will not stimulate your mind because this is how you're going to consolidate it into long-term memory, all right? But that's exactly what I'm gonna do. But anyways, with that being said, I hope you put a lot of effort in. I actually didn't even get to talk about everything I want to. Whatever. There's always literally the next 8,000 parts, videos, practices, fucking, it's all there. Like it's gonna keep happening. It doesn't matter, right? I'll slowly go through it. But the main thing is 100%. We're all gonna make it, bruh. Ziz, we're all gonna make it. But with that being said, Jesus Christ, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please, I give you mama.